Hello everyone, welcome to the Boerma Institute here in Aalsmeer, Holland. We're really happy that you are here today again, and we're going to make 3 very fun arrangements again. First off, I'd like to talk a little bit about some events that have happened recently. It's a little bit, I don't know how to bring it up, but I think I can speak for every one of us here if we say that we are against discrimination and stand united against that and are open for everyone to come here. So I wanted to start with that. Yeah, I think you should be able to hear me. Can you hear me? Anyone? How is that possible?
Jawel. Ja, ik hoor je.
Oh. Yeah? Can you please tell me if we have sound or not? Because yeah, we have sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we're using a different wireless connection right now for the microphone, so it's possible some things may come up that we don't know about. But I think, Angelica, you can see on the screen whether or not the audio is working.
Ja, en zo zijn nou het ook.
Oh, okay, perfect. So, all right, sorry for that interruption.
De hele introductie was niet hoorbaar.
You couldn't hear anything?
Nee, het eerste gedeelte. Net.
Okay, that's weird.
Zij over...
All right, so could you please tell me if anything was hearable, because I'll just start over. Yeah, it's the slight delay, of course, that's happening. Let me just grab one of the arrangements first. Yeah? Oh, okay. I'm just going to start. So I'm going to make 3 arrangements today. One is a hand-tied bridal bouquet that I've already started the base off a little bit. Another one is a foam-free arrangement using tubes, and then I'm going to make a big event design arrangement, which is slightly romantic. So what have I got here? First, I have this beautiful branch here from our gardener friend called Jan. It's called Nothofagus antarctica. I had to look that up for a sec because it's a quite difficult name. I'm not really common with it. And then I have some ivies that Amal harvested from our garden. Then we have some branches from a tree that I've used. It's one of our trees in the yard. We have pistachia here, and I put this branch on a thick wire, the 1.8 millimeter stub wire, and then I have these gorgeous proteas here, and they serve as the base, and from there on out I'm going to build. It's going to be a very big asymmetrical bouquet, and I'm really excited to start with it because we have very lovely materials for this. Another thing I want to note is that these leaves are drooping a little bit, but that's how they grow on the tree. Maybe my mom knows which tree that is. It's the one that's growing outside.
Willow.
It's a willow. What kind of willow? Because it's not the same. Oh, it's just a willow. All right, so I'll post that up, which willow that exactly is later. And I bound it together with a little bit of tape to make it easier to handle. So I got peonies. Let's put in front of us what we have for today. Gorgeous dark purple peonies I have, as well as some other things that are really, I was at the auction and I saw them and I thought they were very beautiful. Very dark. It's a little bit difficult to see with the light here, but I think you can tell that they are very gorgeous. So I don't want to use them all, just a couple. Then I have from our good friends at Freke Bouvardia, some beautiful Bouvardias. These are one of my favorite flowers, definitely I think top 5, top 3 even. I think they have these interesting alien-like look almost, but they're also romantic in a way. They start out as little squares and then they open up and you can see how large this head is. This is just one stem. They're from Freke Bouvardia, good friends of ours. They're floral fundamentals growers and they have this huge quality product. I've seen other Bouvardias out there. They don't get this big, but these are definitely very good quality. So I'm going to use them. I'm not going to use them all for this one. I got a little bit excited, but I'm going to use a lot of them because they were so kind to give some of them to us. I picked them up yesterday, and when I asked them if it was okay if I could use some, they said yeah. They put some in their greenhouse and to make them open up a little bit faster. So they cut them and let them ripen a little bit. Then we have Matiola. I believe Summer Flowers has these as well. And I really love this color. It's a very dark purplish, almost wine color. Then some more Poetea. Well, maybe just one. Maybe use the other two for another arrangement. And we got poppies over there. So papaver would be the Latin word. I think these are also gorgeous. I went for a more, what can I say, romantic color. I know friends of us over at Taylor Twig, they have a specific name for this color palette. Maybe it comes up in my mind later. Friends from Florida, and they have a very nice wedding flower company, wedding and event design company. So some big-headed chrysanthemum, very lovely. Then I have some gerbras, and these gerbras I think are very beautiful. They fit in the palette nicely and they have petals going all the way to the inside of the flower, so that's also lovely. And just a couple of those. Then here, some beautiful, beautiful garden roses. Can you see them? Oh, I have one standing up there, awkwardly. And let's see, what do we have more for this arrangement? I think that's a nice start. Yep, because that's more or less it. So I have my hand-type bouquet here, standing ready for me to continue. Watch out for any thorns. And then I'm just going to put the materials in. These beautiful Matiola. And I want to make this bouquet a little bit wild, so I will be having some stems higher and some stems lower in this bouquet. I really tried to go for this boho kind of feel, this foraged flower look, which I don't do often, but I like to do it more often in the future because I really love that look. And people ask about it all the time, like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? Can we make it? Angelica?
So we have sound now. So a few people came in the chat room, and I like to call out some names. We have Dunya, Angela, of course, Amy, and Taiwan. We also have Atelier Mooi Bloem, and also Sanjeev.
Thank you. So now we move. Yeah, of course. I see you pointing. So now, because we want to get rid of the echo, I'm getting muted when Angelica is speaking. So I'm sorry. But hey, welcome everyone. Good that you are here. Kumiko-san, nice that you are joining us. Wenyu and the students and the teachers from Taiwan, very nice. I heard Angela was there, that's great too, thank you for joining us again. Sanjeev I heard, yeah, that's also nice, thank you. All right, awesome guys, good that you are here, and let's see how it goes, what we're making today. Maybe some people came in later, but this is a bridal bouquet hand-tied, and it's going to be a big one. So for Dutch people, usually in the past, I think we like our bridal bouquets to be parallel tied, so that the stems are straight. But now with this more romantic-ish look that the boho gives, or this style, we need to kind of make it a bit more round and have stuff jumping up and down. So that's why I'm going for this spiral tied bridal bouquet this time. Not to forget, of course, these awesome Bouvardia. I'm really happy that you guys are here. It's fun. I look forward to this every 2 weeks because you know, we can hang out like this together and we can create some designs and you can talk to us, and you know, there's a nice back and forth. If you have anything, any remarks in between, feel free to tell me, or if you want to ask something, don't be shy. If you're here for the first time in the chat, that's also possible. We just are very open, so if you have a question, please feel free to ask. No problem at all. So again, I'm working with these height differences, and I'm going in the bouquet and out the bouquet. And now I've just added a bunch of flowers, but we also have some greens. So I have some Pittosporum over here. I think that has this nice rustic feel. Then we have more of the willow that we were talking about earlier that we can put in there. Of course, be sure to clean all the stems so that when you put it in the water doesn't get too dirty. So then, of course, it's an asymmetrical bridal bouquet. So I have to start working here, but I also have to work here. Angelica.
We have a hello from Reed. And she's saying the bouquet looks already like her favorite bouquet. And we have Hanya saying, hello, happy to see you. And Angela has a question, can you list the foliage used?
Yes, for sure. Yes, for sure. Sorry, there's a slight delay there, of course. So welcome. Thank you for also coming in and hanging out. And then for that question, yes, for sure I can list the amount of foliage or the type of foliage in this bouquet. So we have Hedera from the garden here. Then I have some asparagus, Cetaceus, hiding in between a bit. Then we have this beautiful branch in here. Then other other material I'm using is Pittosporum. Pittosporum is in there. And then the willow. And I really liked, when I was kind of preparing this bouquet earlier, I felt like I was lacking a little bit of something, a little bit of some jumpiness. And then luckily, when I was walking outside, I saw this beautiful willow tree that is always there. It's not like it's a surprise or anything, but I never really noticed how the branches are growing down and how thin they are with their leaves and stuff, such. So I thought it would fit perfectly with this. Get some more pointy material in there. It's pretty important because this bouquet, it's all about in and out. So things are going tall, things are going deeper inside. And then also that means that our leaves also have to do the same. So they have to kind of jump in and out. Angelica.
Question from Amy. The main reason to start the bouquet with a small bundle of materials, is it to make it easier to handle?
That's a good question. Good question, thank you. So first off, yeah, that's one of the reasons. I think it's easier if you have sort of a base, and then especially because I have this branch in here, which is very heavy, I needed to have something that's bound already so that I can work around that and it doesn't move around all the place, because that's what happens when you're making a hand tied. But also because I was preparing and I didn't want to start completely from scratch, because, you know, there's only so much time in an hour to demonstrate, so I didn't want to completely do it from scratch. So I prepared and I taped, and then because I was happy at that point with how the shape was going, I did that. But of course also taping in between helps you out a lot, especially with these bigger bouquets. Sometimes your hand just needs a little rest, so then we can use the tape. Oh, Angelica.
Question from Angela. Did you wire the branch?
Yeah, correct. I wired the branch, and I'll show you a little bit how I did that. Oh, I should have put some tape on the table before I started. Maybe Ammo can help me out a little bit with some tape. I'll put it off camera. I'm probably gonna need a little bit more later, so tape. So I wired it with the thick Gregor wire, what we call the Gregor wire, but it's the 1.8 stub wire, the black stuff that comes from Wireman. But I believe we also sell it in our floral design supplies shop. So if you have difficulty with getting that sort of wire, then definitely you can buy it on in our web shop. And I wired it on 3 wires, which I combined together with the floral tape so that they didn't move around so much. And then I taped the branch to the wire. So I made like a T with the wire. So 1 wire this way, 1 wire that way. Actually 2 wires that way, 1 wire this way. Put the branch on top, put some tape around, wired the wire around, make it a bit stronger. I'll do a little tutorial on that, a simple one in the future, to show you exactly how that went. It's very simple actually. Maybe just by hearing what I just said, it already makes sense enough, I don't know. Or maybe what I say doesn't make any sense at all, which I hear sometimes, so it's nothing new. My apologies if that's the case. Wiring, I'm not wiring. I'm trying to get this puppy through a little bit because I want it to be in this exact spot so that we create this shape a little bit more. Angelica.
We have Feli saying hello everyone, and we have Mohammed Kamis saying good to see you, greetings for all the Boerma family.
Awesome. That's awesome, that's great, thank you for coming also. Mohammed, it's been such a long time. That's so good that you're here too. And Feli, was nice to see you here. You were here last night, not too long ago, but good that you're also watching. It was fun seeing you again and talking about it. Yeah. Oh, sorry, there's another question.
Yes, Angela says, thanks Mike, makes sense, but a tutorial is always good.
That's good, that's nice to hear. You know, sometimes I maybe speak a little bit too soft, or, you know, I don't know, I have that. I try to not have it, but it happens. So I think with this, we are more or less there, but maybe just because I love these Bouvardia so much, I want to have them a little bit more in the bouquet. I think we're getting there, but just a bit extra to show. Of course, Bouvardia are excellent in bridal work, but they're also excellent in anything else. So I hear it from Freke that they are sold usually to make bridal bouquets, but you know, you can make anything with them. And I'm going to show you event design and other types of design using these beautiful flowers. And these are very strong too. So the last bit of tape, and then I think we are there with this bouquet. Hiding behind my bouquet a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, then last step, cut the stems straight, and then, so actually I'm making this bouquet because Reed asked last time I was doing the demo, asked if I could make a bridal bouquet, or if we could make a bridal bouquet. So there you have it, that's your hand-tied bridal bouquet. Only thing left to do now is to, hide the tape somehow. I could use ribbon, I could use this beautiful Oasis binding wire to do that, but I'll do that off screen, and we'll use Angelica or Ammo as a model with this beautiful bouquet. So, and then maybe Ammo could come and collect this bouquet. Just quickly showing you a little bit the asymmetry of it. It's kind of the Hogarth curve in there that I try to have coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm muted or? No? Okay. Sorry. That's good. Oh, actually, I was talking earlier that I was going to use these Gerbras, but I didn't use them. They could have been in there. I would have placed 2 in the front, 1 in the back, or the other way around. Angelica, you have a question.
Reed says bouquet for XXXL size bride, but very beautiful.
Thank you. So, but also I think it could be for XXL bride, but it could be for a smaller bride, and then it's just like a sea of flowers coming out of her hand. So why not? I think that's what's becoming popular anyway. And using enough foliage, we can do so with a lesser amount of flowers too. If you just use a nice variety of foliage, I don't know how to pronounce that word, but that works. A nice variety of leaves we have to use. So then I will put these away. I was a little bit aggressive with the puppy, I'm afraid. When I watch this back, I'll probably see the puppy getting destroyed and the petals falling on the ground. Sorry. They were very beautiful, and they still are. So just getting rid of this material here, and then we're moving on to the next design, which is the ring of what's it called? Grapevine. Grapevine, like the song. So, thank you very much. I didn't check if this is high enough or not. Whoops. Yep. All right. There we go. So you cannot see, but we'll show in the photography. This is going a little bit higher. So I have 2 allium up here. That's the highest thing in the design, and that is coming back over here on the back side, which you cannot see right now, of course. But I like to have it multi-dimensional. This could be nice in a, let's say, entrance to a hotel. And I want to keep this a little bit see-through, obviously. So I'm not going to put in too much flowers. It's going to be about the play of lines. So I have a rhythm going on with, for example, those 2 allium up there hidden, and then the 1 allium coming back there. Then I have Kala going from this side to that side, and actually we could show it from the other side as well. Kala going out. So this is this asymmetrical triangle thing going on. We have 1 here. Oh, where do I put my face? We have 1 here and 2 here, and then we get this asymmetrical triangle thing. Angelica, you have a question.
Angela and Reed are already saying wow.
Thank you very much. That's always nice to hear that people enjoy it. So I made this actually, I remade this. This was a frame made by one of our students in a different shape using these grapevine from her friend who is the gardener. And it's all bound together by this Oasis binding wire. Very simple. I took the branches, bound them together, clustered them very strongly, and then I have these water tubes that I put on a longer wire. This is 1.8 millimeter wire, and now I have possibilities to go outside a little bit. Kind of what I did during my first demonstration. It's the same idea. And then there's a question.
Question from Reed. Did you wire the color?
I didn't wire the color. Oh, sorry. I didn't wire the color. They're just naturally in there. So these are loose. But what I did do was, not with this one, but with for example here, oh, it broke. Oh no, it didn't. I have a piece of wire that you can see maybe here, and I have a piece of wire here, which I connected the allium with, so that it doesn't flop around. I was not going to say flop around, but so that it doesn't, yeah, you know, sway. Let's put it like that, around in the arrangement. Then I like to create it into a bit more a romantic atmosphere, because now it's very empty. So now we are just adding these awesome Bouvardia to create a sort of focal area. It's not specifically just a focal point with one flower, but it's going to be multiple Bouvardia together, which create this pull of your eyes towards that point, I hope. And then when we put something over there, I want to make it come back somewhere else. So let's say we have this rhythm of 2 over there. Let's make it come back over here. The beautiful leaves on these things is something that Freke prides themselves in, that they keep the quality of their leaves so well. But the interesting thing is that, of course, as florists, we remove maybe 80% of the leaves of the flower, so it's a bit sad. But still, it's beautiful. The leaves are perfect. So, and it doesn't always have to be 2 and 1. It can also be a couple more. And then we are just talking about group density. And I want to make that come back too on the other side. So here in the back, I put another little Bouvardia. Well, it's a huge Bouvardia, it's not little. Then some more romantic flowers. I have still these beautiful roses. The colors are like pinkish slash purplish, but also going into this peach color. I really like this type of color combination because it's quite, I feel like it's romantic. And then I have a little tube over here. That's probably a bit short, on the short side. That stem, I do want to see a little bit of that stem when it's peeking out there, like that. Then and I try to not have too many flowers per tube. So there's a tube hidden somewhere in there. And of course the reusability of a design like this is very convenient. Let's see how it looks from the front. I'm gonna come up there. Actually, where am I gonna put this? I could actually use an extra tube. I can do that. I have tubes on wire over here, hopping out of the frame. My apologies. Any questions up until this point? Please feel free to ask. If there's something that you're interested in about this design. So let's see, we have a couple here. I'll just put a wire over here. And I always wire them on 2 points, because in that way we have some more stability. And if we have more stability, then this design will be more as you want it to be. So it doesn't move around too much. So, like that. And garden roses, I think, are very beautiful. We don't use them too often. Of course, they're a little bit more of a luxury product. But when we do get to use them, it's really a pleasure. And we have a tube filler. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you have a remark, Angelica?
Question from Reed. How many tubes did you use in the frame?
Ooh, good question. Good question. I didn't count them, but I would say there's about, yeah, let's say 20-ish. probably 20-ish, I think so. Of course, you can always add more, you can have a bit less in there. I want this one to be quite short because I want it to play here. This could have been maybe a little bit more distant from each other, but oh well. Some more materials in there, so well, why not use those beautiful gerbras now? And I want them to play a little bit with their movement. Angelica?
Question from Mohammed. Can we consider this design vegetative?
Good question. I would actually not say this is a vegetative design. Why? Because there is a lot of things constructed, very made. Like this whole frame is pretty constructed. I would say it's more of a decorative design because there's also a lot of flowers happening. If there would be less flowers and just the lines, it could be considered linear, but I think it's more of a decorative type of arrangement. Then I'm trying to use the natural way that the gerbera is growing to position it so that I don't have to wire it. So I have to let this flower speak to me and say where it has to go. So like Karel says, what does Karel say? He said it like 10 times. He says the material decides. So, okay, then there's another question.
Question from Angela. Do you wire and glue the binding wire on the tubes?
So these are just, actually these are made by Amo. I asked Amo if you could wire some. I don't think there's glue on there, but you could use a little glue dot on there so that it doesn't move around too much, then you're very sure that it's secure. But if you bind it very tightly, then it shouldn't be necessary to do such a thing. But of course, if you need that kind of help, why not? Just do it as long as you don't see it. Another question.
Question from Amy. May I ask, when you wire the tubes, you already have a picture of how the arrangement will look like? You mentioned asymmetrical triangle shape.
Good question. Good question. So when I put the tubes in there, some of them I placed with a thought like how I want to put my flowers, and some I just put in there randomly, and then I think like I'll just find something there. It depends, because I can't know for sure which flower will do what kind of movement in advance, because there's so many different random flowers. So, and I created this frame like in February already, so I didn't know for sure. But what I did know was that I wanted to have these allium here, 2 straight and 1 straight here, so that I can have some parallel, like something contrasting to all the like movement that's going on here. So that's what I knew beforehand. Other than that, I knew that I wanted to have some play of lines going back and forth. So that's why I placed some of these tubes a little further out so that they can go through the frame, because I wanted stuff to go through the frame too. So maybe about 20% of these tubes I kind of thought about where I wanted to have them. The rest are kind of grouped and like order and disorder, kind of chaotic placement. And then the rest I can always add later. So now I have some other tubes that I'm adding now as I go. When I find out I need some more movement, I want to have, for example, this gerbera, and I want to have a second gerbera doing something also in that neighborhood. So I need to put another tube there. But it's all about that natural movement that the flowers make themselves, in this arrangement at least. Because it's not too much of a classical design in regards of I'm not putting these in a very strict way. I'm kind of letting them do what they want. So let's see here. So this one I want to have here, and if it doesn't stay, I'll figure out a trick to make it stay there, but for now I think it stays. let's see. We have some beautiful dark red lizzies. We can use them too. And some things have to go inside the frame too. Not everything should be going so very high. Yeah, there's a question.
Question from Amy. May I ask the reason to make some tubes with wires stretching out of them, out of the frame?
Yeah, definitely. So those tubes I have because I sometimes want to move away from the frame a little bit, or I want to have some movement coming from further away. So in this case, for example, I knew that I wanted to have some color flowing over, but if they are static against the wire, against the structure, if they're static against the structure, then it isn't possible to make that movement. But when I am wiring them in a way that they are going out, I can have something go from here all the way to there. So it gives me more freedom of placement. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought there was something over there.
Amy says, thanks for the explanation, Mike.
I have something interesting, I think, which is something that's a little bit coming. I'm not sure if it's completely new on the market, but I think that Margin Par started selling them now. So this is a clematis that is, the flower is gone, and then this is what remains. So, staat ik op mute? Kijk even of ik op mute sta. Oh, oké. Sorry. Dat is raar. It seems like my mic is sometimes stopping for some reason. I don't know exactly why. I'm sorry. So if you missed something and you would like me to repeat it, then please let me know. So I'm using this this clematis that's from Margin Par. And the flowers have all gone. But this is the beautiful material that remains. Yeah, wild. So, and I'm going to turn around this arrangement now so that you can see a little bit what I've been doing on this side. Oh. But, yeah, that's good. Thank you all. So, and then I can see now from this side also what I'm still lacking a little bit, and what I think I'm lacking is a nice, some nice big flowers. So, for example, I could use a gerbera here and there, and I will use them a little bit lower in the design. Yeah. And so maybe some Hypericum, why not? These are also from Margin Par. and they give this other texture that the rest of the flowers don't have, because they have this nice shining texture. You might think kind of like my head right now. It's a little bit warm. So, and I make these come here and there. And also, perhaps, yes, I will put it in here. Hypericum doesn't drink so much, so that shouldn't bother it too much. And then I think after doing these couple of finishing touches, we are more or less there with this design too. So, but maybe not this one. A little bit longer. Stem has to still be able to drink, of course. So something completely different than the previous design. Still a bit romantic-ish, but it's like a totally different kind of design. And I'm seeing one empty tube over there. Of course, we can't have empty tubes, so I have to figure out something that goes there. And if I look at the movement, it'll probably be something more like asparagus over there. That will be on this side. And then this will probably connect somehow. No, it's leaning against the frame, so that's good. Good, I think. And then we have one empty one over here. Let's put one of those beautiful garden roses over there. Then I'll just turn it one more time to show you the placement that I've just done. And then we are there. So there we go. So that's like that rhythm that I'm talking about. It's that two together, one over here, and then we have some coming back here and there, everywhere. Angelica, you have a remark.
Yes, Angela says that she likes the use of negative space.
Yeah, that's a good one. This design is really about still being able to see through to the other side. So it's all about negative space. Thank you. You are right. So then this one is done. We're moving it out of the way now, and then we're going to the third and last arrangement for today. But before I do that, I'll just show a little bit something that was made last night. And last night we had the professional course, the professional Dutch floral design course. As many of you who are watching right now know, the professional course is the first level course that we have, and that's teaching all the basics of floristry, everything that you would need to know to be able to work in a flower shop, bridal work, funeral work, hand-tied bouquets, everything we teach during that course. So from the base of everything, the fundamentals. So the design that we did yesterday was a drop-shaped bridal bouquet, so a teardrop, but a teardrop sounds a little bit sad for a wedding. For a funeral arrangement we can call it a teardrop, but just a drop shape for now. And this one is a classical design, symmetrical, really one of the fundamentals of floristry, I think. And it's dianthus inside, so this beautiful antiga, dianthus antiga. I really like that one, the nice color variation. Then there is some peach colored roses. There's some of the dried poppies that I've also used during the first demo. What's more inside this, there's the hypericum berries I just used. And then we like to play with the variety of textures and colors to make it look interesting. The bottom isn't finished, but we would always say you have to finish the bottom because otherwise
So Reed and Sindhu are giving a thumbs up, and Mohammed says, "Wow, lovely design, Mike. Thanks for inspiring me."
Yeah.
All right, so we're back again. Sorry, everyone. So the reason that was happening was because we were trying to mute so that we don't have echo, but we're just gonna skip that. It's obviously not working. Sorry about that, everyone. But we're back. We're back. So in case you didn't hear it, thank you very much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. I'm glad it inspires you, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. It makes me really happy. Then the third and final design is this beautiful vase that I have here. We got this at the wholesaler close by. The name is Basics and Trends, so they have these. It's one of their new products. They didn't sponsor it or anything, but I just want to let you know. And we really like this glazing thing going on. And I have a question. Sorry. Dillemijn Swapak.
Angela said that she wishes that she could do sign language.
Yeah, me too. I don't know. I was just trying to do something. But so what do I have here? This is a design that I want to make pretty big, so that's why we put it on this pedestal here. And I hope I can get some length here. It's going to be a group design, and I want it to be nice and tall. Maybe it will be a bit too tall for on the screen right now, but that's okay. I will photograph it, of course, later. And what do I have here? I have grouped greens. Yeah, and there is Monstera leaves, which everyone loves Monstera these days. We have it at home too. It's doing very well. It's not from us, it's just from the wholesaler. We can buy them, of course. Then we have asparagus Meieri, and that's the foxtail variety. Then we have Pittosporum grouped, and then we have Philodendrons Xanadu in the back, Pistachia, and then a secret, nobody tell mom, she's here, but I cut a little bit of the Ripsalis. Yeah, and we have a question over there.
Atelier Mooi Bloem says it is a nice vase.
Right, yeah. So I saw this, and at first I went for another type of vase, but I saw this and I was like, okay, yeah, we cannot let that one stand. I have to bring it and show it to you guys, and then, of course, after this it will go straight to our place. I need my tools. I have them here. So Amo was so kind to go outside and cut some grass for me. Another reason why I put this as last is not because it's so big, but also because I'm allergic to grass. So I'm touching the grass right now. I took 3 pills just in case, but I really wanted to use it because it's so much in the season. So then, if I start to sniff and make weird sounds, then you know why it is. This one, of course this is an asymmetrical design, so I'm going up here and down there. And it's grouping. I still try and make it a bit like New Romantic style, but it will be a bit more grouped like the Dutch linear hollow line style maybe, but then with different materials. And what do we use here? This is the Oasis biodegradable foam that I've been using all the time in the demos. We really want to switch over to this. And yesterday, the representative of Oasis from the Netherlands, Willem Lautenbach, was here. And he came to talk that, of course, this is a product that's in development. As I was talking about all the time, it's 85% biodegradable. But their new version that is coming out now, it's 91% biodegradable. So they are really doing their best to make sure that at some point this is 100% biodegradable. So that's why we really appreciate them, that they are listening to the customers and that they are going for a more ecological type of material. Yes, there's a question.
Angela says, if we didn't have a lockdown, I could be there buying the vase. And then 3 crying smiley faces.
Yeah, we have to. The lockdown will go on a little bit further. I hear mixed news. Of course, everything is opening up a little bit more, but I also hear that the numbers are not going down. But a positive note in all this negative note is that I think there will be travel allowances. Right, Mom, is that correct?
Yeah,
there.
not for England to Holland.
Oh, not for England to Holland. Okay, so only for what? For what's that? Europe or?
Yeah.
Sorry, Angela. Sorry, UK friends. But it will, it will happen at some point that we can all be together again, of course. I'm sure of it. But for now, we can do this together. And if you really want this pot, we can ship it to you. Why not? It's possible, I think. It's probably a costly endeavor, but it should be possible.
Do they still have more than?
So this is a new product. Actually, they will have more coming in, but I took the last one, I think. But they said more is coming in, and they have them in different sizes too. I think this is from the top of my head, 40 centimeters diameter. Doesn't look like it's correct, but from the top of my head, I said so. The opening, and there are smaller ones and even smaller ones. So there's 30 diameters, I guess, and there's 25. So these are also just grasses that we foraged outside, nice and wild. And I want to use them because I want to go very big in length, and with just flowers that is not possible for me right now because our flowers are maximum, I think, 80 centimeters. I have gladiolas that I will be using for this design, and they are that size. So we'll have to work with grasses too. So that's enough grasses touched for now. Then I have these awesome gladiola, which I saw at the auction yesterday. They are pretty tall, big guys or girls, and I think they were very beautiful. They fit in with the color very much. Well, they're kind of contrasting, of course, but that's what I like. I put them over here, and then there is a remark or a question.
Question from Angela. Is it vegetative?
So I understand the question. Is it vegetative because I'm using natural materials like the grass? But no, it wouldn't be vegetative because I'm using monstera leaves, and they are very tropical. Then their grasses are from outside here, and then of course I'm using them in a way that they are not growing in nature. So it's not a vegetative arrangement in this case. So, and I have to kind of work off center because otherwise, oh, there we go. I have to work off center because otherwise it's becoming too, how do you call it, symmetrical. And this is just a plastic bucket inside this vase that I've put there. Yeah, thank you. Plastic bucket, which was perfectly fitting in the diameter of this beautiful vase. Of course, I don't want to straight up work in this vase. So if you have a vase that you want to protect, want to take care of, you should put something else inside, like a plastic bucket of some sorts. And then it protects it, and you can just stick anything in that you want. If it doesn't fit perfectly to the diameter, you can stick in some styrofoam or something else first, and then put something in it. So the styrofoam should be there to support it, make sure it's stable, and you can move it around. Really awesome gladiola. Oh, and dangerous because it's sharp. Trying to not start bleeding. Mm-hmm. No, oh no, I'm not cut yet. I'm starting to get cut. My mother was asking me if I needed a band-aid, but it's okay for now. Yeah, should know where the pot is ending, because obviously cannot stick it further than the pot. Of course, everything always ends up being a little bit different than you plan, so natural materials and all, but don't worry about it. I think that's enough gladiola for now. And then we move on to the next material, which are these beautiful celosia. I also really like those. They have such an interesting look about them. Nice and long. And these are the celosia. Let's see how do we see them best. These are the celosia with the little bit of yellow inside. There's of course lots of different color varieties. And when I use them, I look at the size. I want the smallest to be the tallest and the biggest to be the lowest in the design. And that pink color, because it's so bright, I'll let it come back on the other side. These leaves I'm taking off a little bit because they end up hanging very fast. Oh, wee. And that's, everyone, why you should always put your hand at the bottom of the oasis. Of course, normally I always do that. Oh, there's something happening with the screen. Are we still, Angelica, could you look at me for a sec? Angelica, is there still something happening on the screen? Because the screen, my screen just went black. Here? Okay, well, we're back again, I think. Yeah, I think we're probably back. Yeah, there we are again. We're back. That's what happens when we're live.
We can hear you, but you froze.
Okay. Yeah, I think, let's see why that is. Am I still frozen on the screen there? Yeah, I'm also still frozen on the screen. All right, guys, so I'm just going to disconnect and connect. And hopefully that works. The sound should still be there.
Yeah.
This is a thing that, for some, I don't know why this happens, but it's something that has happened since the last live stream. Very strange. But as we're speaking, I'm trying to fix it. And should take a couple of seconds for it to connect back to the screen. And then it's coming back on the television at least. Now, of course, it's not correct. We've gone to the different quality screen. I have to try and see what is the right solution here. Again, everyone, I'm sorry that this is happening. I hope that it'll start to fix itself now while I'm changing the cables. We are still frozen. How is that? That's strange. In the program it seems to be happening. Or is it because it's not coming through the feed yet? That's also possible. Let's try another thing. I can try this. I can go to the settings, because probably that's what's happening. Properties. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, that's it. All right. It takes a couple of seconds now for you to see this, but I think it should be working again. So then we know that for the next time, Angelica, that if that happens, then we can just change something in the screen. I'll show later again a little bit how that works. I hope that it works at least. we're going black again.
Frozen.
We're frozen again.
Oh, hopper. Oh, and you're back.
Okay. Hey, hello. Okay. So please pray to the camera gods that it's working now. It might have something to do with the new cable we're using, but I hope it stays with this and then it doesn't creep up on us again. So what was I doing? I was placing the celosia on the other side so that the color is coming back. Yeah, and then we're going black again, it seems. It's must be the weight that the cable has on the camera, I believe.
And it's got nu ben je er weer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's probably that. It's probably that, I think. We're happy. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Please, I hope that it's possible to. Oh my lord, I don't know. Okay, I'm probably gonna change the cables. That's probably what I should be doing right now. I don't know. It's one of these things. So there we go. Let's try that for now. I'm very sorry, everyone, that this is happening now. Let's see. There we go.
Angela said the cable isn't refreshing quick enough and
Okay, that's possible. I have put in another cable now, and hopefully that works. It is because we've went from HDMI. Yeah, okay, from HDMI to mini HDMI. And that was my mother. Yeah, okay, we're it's happening. Okay, it's working. My mother thought this was the opportune moment to start cleaning, and why not? It is. So I don't slip. Yes, it's all for my safety. Thank you very much. But I don't have any. I can see anything. Okay, I can see something. Okay, everything is back to normal again. So, my apologies for that, and let's hope that's the last time it happens. And maybe I should just not talk about it anymore. Maybe then we can keep some footage going.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
No, don't jinx it, Angelica says. Okay, beautiful garden roses. Yeah, we need more light for that. They have this gorgeous green inside, which I love. They're very upright though, so that makes them a little bit less romantic, I feel like. So, and then an issue that's going to arise right now is that I have too much water in my pot. So I'm going to solve that. I'm going to solve that by sucking out the water. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not gonna. Sometimes it works, but not today.
Not today.
No, never mind that. All right, I could. Sometimes you just have to try. So then I'm putting in more of these roses, making a nice group cluster of them over here, maybe a little bit further out. Super lovely, beautiful insides. So going all the way to the bottom, and I keep some of the leaves on there, which spares me of having to put in more foliage. Of course, if you have some beautiful foliage, feel free to use it to fill it up. Then I have some more lovely materials. Why not put some peonies in there that we have? Gorgeous materials. And since this is an all-sided arrangement, I also want to have something beautiful on the back. Of course, we want to have every side equally as beautiful. And these peonies are getting open now because of the warmth. It's pretty warm in here. And then put them in a bit lower. So let's see, how do I do it? Like this. So just 3 of those big ones. And the fourth one, because why not? Make this one go out a little bit more. I'll turn around the arrangement, of course, in a sec. We have these gorgeous protea, or actually I want to put in some vandas first. So I have these beautiful vandas from Ansu, nice and brownish color, but also a little bit of purple. And Amo was so kind to prepare this thing for me. These are just tubes on sticks, and we can use them inside our arrangement now. So cut it a little bit so that it fits inside how I want it. So that's one, and then the other one facing the other direction. Crazy frog sound. There we are with our other tube. Beautiful. We have a question, I see.
Question from Sindhu. Is that a David Austin rose?
Hey, Sindhu. Good that you're here. Oh, is that a David Austin rose? No, it's not. I have to say, I'll be honest, and I have to say it's an Ecuadorian rose. But they are kind of like the David Austin roses, though the David Austin roses, of course, are even more beautiful, and they have a nice scent. And these are just beautiful and don't have a scent. And the David Austin ones have a little bit more movement in them, and that's also why I like those so much. So that it's a little bit, you know, you have a little bit of different movement instead of now it's going straight up. Actually, I would like it to have movement going everywhere, other directions too. So let's, yeah, but there's another question.
Angela says, love the group's parallel design. Those peonies are striking.
Right, thank you. Yeah, let's move it around a little bit so you can see the other side, because this side still needs some work. Why not some beautiful bouvardias over here? Striking, as you say. It's a nice word, I think. These are definitely striking. And they bring some lightness to the base because it's very dark. Yes, another question?
Question from Reed.
Yeah.
How's your experience with peonies in bouquets? Do they die fast or not?
Actually, I think they last quite good. Depends on when you get them. But yeah, they open up very fast in the heat, of course. So then you will have to be thinking about that, like where are they going to be placed, or where are they going to be used. That's something you should keep in mind. So now, when I'm looking at it from the back, I think I need some more grass. And another question.
Question from Amy. How do you make the tubes for the Vanda?
Oh, there I go. I just explained to myself that I shouldn't be sticking in things very high because then it breaks, and now I do it again, of course. Yeah, how do I do these tubes? So basically, it's the same technique as in the first demonstration. You can put a stick on a wire. No, you can put a stick on a drill, and then you can put a little bit of double-sided tape on ends, or you can use some hot glue, and then you can use the drill, and then you can go very fast like that. Spin the drill, and then you have that. And then on the other end of the tube, other end of the stick, you put the tube, and then you bind it together. Or some of those tubes, they come with a little hole inside, and you can put the stick on the tube. You can put the tube on the stick, and then it's already stuck. A little bit of hot glue, and then bind around. Yes, there's a question.
This is my remark. The tubes that you're using are already pre-made on a stick.
Okay, I don't think so. Is that so? Yeah. Oh, they also exist. All right, sorry. Well, but if you don't have them, then you can do it that way. Oh, really? So, oh yeah. So Ansu has this product. My apologies. and we sell it in the shop, I hear my mother say. So Ansu has these beautiful products. They have a lot of different products. They don't only have vandas, of course, so they have the tubes like we were just talking about, but they also have beautiful tilancia, and I think they have more coming out. They have a lot of different things at the moment. They're broadening their horizons, which I think is a smart move. Of course, they're very smart people. I mean, they really know how to run a nice business, and they have their finger on the pulse of what's going on. I think Steve is a pretty inspiring businessman, but also a creative. Very high energy, always motivated, I feel like, when I see him. So that's nice to see. And I think that's with a lot of the growers that we know. They're very passionate. So for example, Freke Bouvardia are really, really kind people that I like a lot. They come here every now and then for Floral Fundamentals weekend, of course. But they're very kind, down to earth, have a big love for their product, also a family business. So I think that's lovely to see. These growers, they are much alike. They are much, we're very similar to the growers and the growers to us because they have a big passion and love for the product, for the flowers. So some more grasses on this side too. So, I say a lot of so. I had some more, yeah. Let's look at it from another side again. So this would kind of be, you could consider this the front. And then I have to do something there to cover up that part a little bit. Maybe actually I could put some moss there even. That would be lovely too. If we have some moss. Hedera we could use possibly, but I'm just going for these beautiful leaves right now. But I think moss would be nice. So, all right. So it's kind of wild, but still structured very much. Yes, Angelica.
Angela has a nice tip.
Yeah.
You can use heat from the hot glue gun nozzle to pierce the plastic tube. Once pierced, use a wooden skewer to hot glue it in.
Ah, that's also very smart. Yeah, that's a good idea. Nice. Yeah, thank you. So we have some flat moss that Amo just brought me, and I think I will use that on the base. Of course, normally you stick a hooked wire in there so that it's nicely adhered to the base. And for now I'm just putting them in there to cover it a little bit so that you see how it would look eventually. But as soon as we will move this around, there's a possibility that it falls out. So I can, what am I saying? Just pierce the moss already. So I'm cutting some wires. And I'm sticking them in the moss. Let's go. Yeah, we have a question or a remark.
Reed says that this arrangement would look good in a hotel that is besides a sea or ocean.
Ooh.
I must say I am getting the Hawaii resort vibe. So
I like that. I can see where you're coming from for sure with that. That's nice. So maybe I need something. Yeah, actually I'm gonna put something else in there. So, because we're missing it, there's a little bit of a hole happening here when I actually don't really like this solution so much. And I had something prepared, which are the hydrangeas. Where did I put them? Oh, I'm always pointing at me. So yes, they're very visible, very vibrant. I don't know how I could miss them. Anyway, they're there for this precise purpose. And I can cut some of these gorgeous ansu off, so I can use them. No, I don't have a buttonhole. I can use them later somewhere else. Then I'll just put a hydrangea here, stick it through the moss, and another one over here. And actually I could have used it a little bit thicker or fuller. And then there we go. So then we have some pop of color coming back to the bottom. So we have some contrast, bright, darker, some brightness over there, and some more on the other side as well. So this is a pretty big vase design that you can do quite fast by grouping. So I hope that you like this one too. Well, if it makes you think of Hawaii or a resort, then that's positive. We can all go to our imaginary resorts in this summer vacation, I think. Maybe I'll just play some video game or something in a resort. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed it. This was the third and last design, and that's all I have to show you today. Next week there is someone special coming, Sylvia Meyer. She's one of our freelance designers. It's an extra demo because that was the date that she could come. So we have an extra demo planned for next week, next Friday already. Yes, just before our open house, my mother says, because we are allowed to have open house as long as there are maximum of 30 people, then we are still allowed to have them in here. So more than 30 people, not okay. Less than 30, we will have less than 30, so it's possible. And there's free open house workshops. I think we have some spots left over. Oh, fully booked. Sorry, I'm sorry that I have to make someone sad by that. So that's that. So if you liked this and you are not and you watched and you were not subscribed yet, please subscribe, because then you will see when we go live next time. Then you will see when I've put an edited version out, because I edit the videos every time. And also I will, this time for the first time, I will start to make some other camera angles with this camera afterwards, and I will edit those in if I don't forget, which there is a chance, of course. Angelica, you have a remark?
So you're getting a lot of hearts and a lot of clapping hands. Mohammed says, proud to have learned a lot from you today, Mike.
Thank you very much, Mohammed.
I need to give Spike a very big kiss from Reed. I will do that.
Yeah.
Just thank you. Thank you, Boerma.
Thank you also, everyone. Thank you very much for coming again. It's always nice to hang out with you during these times and afterwards too. So thank you. Then I think it's nice if we could all come by. We are going to all wave goodbye again as we do. I think it's kind of become a tradition. So let's keep that up. So I'm just gonna leave the screen. Oh, and hopefully, please don't slip, because I've made it a little bit dangerous. I did get a waste bucket, but I didn't use it. So, all right, thank you everyone. Thanks everyone for watching. See you. Okay, let's.
Bye bye. See you next time.
All right, thank you very much, everyone. See you. Ciao.